A man holds his head in his hands and turned backward with all his might until he broke his neck. On this day the wife and the boy were eating. The boy's eyes were covered with a white cloth. The man found them, kicked over the dining room table. Then he started beating his wife. The wife begged for her life. The boy slowly opened the white cloth over his eyes. It turns out that the boy's eyes can manipulate people. The boy maneuvered the man into the street. The street was full of people. The man didn't feel anything when he was it. The man stopped in the middle of the street and breaks his neck. When his wife found out, she was in pain, wrapped the boy's head in a cloth, and wrapped her hands around the boy's neck. It tried to kill the boy. The boy struggled and broke the cloth on his head. The boy's eyes were revealed. The boy controls his mom as he walks to the river and let her fall. But the boy went soft, gave up control of his mom. Mom climbed up from the river. By then the boy was gone. The boy ran away and threw away his hood. 19 years later, the boy has grown up. He named himself Shah. When Shah doesn't have any money, he goes to the bank and manipulates others to get him money. Once Shah met a man who wasn't under his control. The man tried to stop Shah from committing further crimes, but Shah manipulated the girl to stab the man with a knife. He also manipulated the girl's father into committing suicide. The man decided to take revenge on Shah. Inside the subway station, a woman suddenly lifted up her baby and threw it out with force. It turns out the woman was controlled by Shah. The man came to take revenge on Shah, but Shah controlled everyone. The man was very angry. It tried to catch Shah. Shah controlled the people to stop the man. More and more people surrounded the man. The man is still struggling to get out of the crowd. The man rushes towards Shah, so Shah takes control of the woman. He made the woman lift her baby and froze it. The man jumped up and grabbed the baby. He blocked the subway with his body. The man was knocked against a post. The man struggled to sit up from the ground. The baby in his arms suddenly cried out. People got on and off the subway as normal, and the woman was in a hurry to find her baby. The woman takes the baby from the man. The man stood up. Suddenly there's a lot of blood. The man falls to the ground again. He struggled and climbed to the chair next to him. The man was covered in blood. He collapsed on top of Shah. Shah leaned over and heard that the man's heart was no longer beating, so he stood up and walked away. At that moment, the corner of the man's mouth moved. People moving forward over the fence. Then one by one, they jumped. These people were all controlled by Shah. Man can't stop it, break down and cry. The man wants to find Shah and take revenge. Shah took control of the girl the man loved and made the girl stand on the rooftop. The girl slowly fell down. The man jumped with Shah in his arms. He fell on a car. At night, the girl woke up on the rooftop. The man climbed out of the car. Shah was killed in the fall. Later at the subway station, the man is paralyzed and in a wheelchair. The girl wipes the boy's mouth. Suddenly, people realize there's a little girl lying on the subway tracks. People gather around her. The man stepped forward in his wheelchair. The subway is about to enter the station. The man suddenly clenches his fist. He shouted. The train drove past. The girl covered her eyes with her hands in fear. When she opened her eyes, she found the man on the opposite side of the subway. He was holding a little girl in his arms. Men have superpowers, too, and his body was healed. The girl smiled happily. The man held the rescued little girl in his arms. He also turned around and smiled.